Obama Survival Guide. And I want to ask you, you mentioned a few minutes, you're one of the only people I've heard who agrees with me on President Obama's intentions with respect to the economy. And I don't know, you can't necessarily read a person's mind. Well, no, you can't read a person's mind, but you can read their actions, or in this case, their inaction. And because when you say things like President Obama is intentionally racking up debt on our country, then people say, with no plan to pay it back. I mean, he's just the $6 trillion in 4 years. He's intentionally trying to destroy the American economy. People look at you and go, "Come on."
Well, let me give you two answers that explain it all, and you can make, everyone can draw their own their own conclusions or deductions from what I'm about to say. I told you I went to Columbia University with Obama. We graduated on the same day. We had the same major, political science. We were both pre-law. Forget about the fact that I didn't see him. That's a strange story and a strange omen in and of itself. I think a very negative one. But forget that for a minute. Let's assume, as I always have, that he's telling the truth and that he went to Columbia and graduated on the same day as me. That means that maybe he never went to class. Maybe he was too busy attending Socialist Party meetings. I don't know. But he wasn't in class. But that's okay. That still means he went there. He probably knew people in the dorm rooms. He probably had some of the same friends as me. He probably knew the same Marxist professors, because that's literally all we had at Columbia was professors who hated America and told us they were Marxists. So he hung out with all the same people, and he knew the same things that I know today. I spent 4 years being indoctrinated in Marxism at Columbia University. That's all they ever talked about. And they always talked about the Cloward and Piven plan, that you needed to destroy America's capitalist system because it's such an unfair system filled with inequality that's racist against minorities. This is what I heard for 4 years, that America's unfair to black people and Hispanics and women and gays, et cetera, et cetera. And I was the Reagan conservative at Columbia. I'm also a Jew turned evangelical Christian, by the way. Thought you gentlemen might want to know that.
Interesting.
And so what I heard at Columbia was, here's the Cloward and Piven system. This is what we were taught, and this is what the students talked about for the whole 4 years I was there. So assuming Obama was there, he heard it all the time. And the system was, two Columbia professors named Cloward and Piven figured out Russia will never conquer America, China will never conquer America. You got to conquer America from within. You have to elect someone who is handsome, who has a beautiful family, who smiles and waves and hugs women and tells everybody what a uniter he is, not a divider, what a moderate guy he is, what a compromiser he is, when in reality he's a communist. And then that person has to overwhelm the system with debt, spending, and entitlements. Those are the three keys. Lots of debt, lots of welfare, food stamps, unemployment, disability.
That's what's happening.
That's what's happening. So you draw your own conclusions. I learned that exact plan in college. Obama went to college with me, and it's happening right now, and you're going to be naive enough, I don't mean you guys, but I mean someone out there listening is naive enough to actually think it's crazy to suggest that that's what's happening and that he's taken that plan and he's using it. Everything about it is Obama. And don't forget his hero is Saul Alinsky, and Saul Alinsky wrote Rules for Radicals, famous book that liberals all love, and that book says the ends justify the means. So if you happen to destroy the middle class and make people homeless and jobless, don't feel bad, because someday their grandchildren will thank you for creating a society that's filled with equality and fairness and social justice. That's how liberals actually think. That's how socialists actually think. And then the last thing I want to tell you is his hero is Saul Alinsky. I mean, that's a fact. Obama said he loves that book, and that was his mentor. The book is dedicated on the first page to the devil. Did you gentlemen know that?
No.
What?
Rules for Radicals. I dare anyone listening right now, or my new friends here, the hosts, Tim and Ray, go to the library or buy it at Amazon. Rules for Radicals is easily available, and they ship it to you in a day. Buy a copy of it. This Obama has said 1,000 times his favorite book. It's about how you make America a much more fair country by, making it socialist, basically. And Saul Alinsky was the great socialist organizer and the first community organizer who taught Obama everything he knew. And that book, if you open up the first page, I don't have the exact words in front of me, but it basically says this book is dedicated to the very first radical who disregarded God and built his own community called, Lucifer. That's what it says on the opening page of the book. He dedicates the book to Lucifer. So this is what we're dealing with, folks. The media has never said anything about this. Anyone can go get the book. Anyone could find this out. I went and got the book because when I heard it, I thought that was ridiculous. No way could that be true. Went and took the book out of the library, and there's the opening page. He built his own kingdom as a radical Lucifer. That's who I dedicate the book to. There it is on page 1.
We're talking to Wayne Allen Root, R-O-O-T, the author of The Ultimate Obama Survival Guide, a bestseller, and it's published by Regnery. I've got about 5 minutes left on the program. The reason I wrote about this in a column, not a book, a few months ago, and some people, responded, said, oh, that's nuts. He wasn't intentionally trying to bring down the American economy. For the reasons you just gave, it would make sense. And I said, well, listen, this is a fella, talking about President Obama, when he ran for office 5 years ago, he said that, he wanted to redistribute the wealth in this country. He said that out loud. Secondly, and that's socialist/Marxist language. That's
Correct.
That's all it is. Secondly, when he said that President Bush was unpatriotic for putting the debt on the American, the debt that rose on his watch, that is Bush's watch in his 8 years, and then Obama gets into office and he has the ability and the authority and the power to reverse that.
Right.
And he doesn't. Instead, he gets in the car saying, we need to slow this spending down.
And he increases it.
And he puts his foot pedal to the metal.
Right. Right. Well, listen, he's lied about everything, and that's classic Marxist philosophy as well. The ends justify the means.
Okay.
He said that health insurance would go down $2,500 an average per year of $2,500 per family by the end of his first term, and it went up an average of $3,000 per year per family. Down $2,500 versus up $3,000. Can anyone tell me how that's possible? He said that Obamacare would lower our costs, and yet the IRS just came out, not Wayne Root, the IRS came out with their estimate by the year 2016. The cost of health insurance will be $20,000 a year per family. Gentlemen, there's no way the average American family can afford $20,000 a year, so that means Obama's plan is absolutely, positively built around Obamacare. That's what this is about. You want to destroy America, get everyone hooked on government and entitlements, and if you're going to charge people $20,000 a year for health care because of Obama's plan, then everyone's going to need to go on welfare. Every middle-class family will need the government to
single
pay.
payer. We're headed to, everything is being funneled toward a single payer.
And the government pays for everything.
National
and the
healthcare
rich are bankrupt.
system,
That's Marxism, folks. So, listen, at least I wrote the Ultimate Obama Survival Guide, A, to tell you the truth, but then B, to give you 200 pages of hope where I give you 18 ideas that will allow you to actually profit even while he's trying to take the country down. Because we have to do something, and you can't stop him. He's got 4 more years. Got to accept that. But you can help your own family and your own life. And I gave you 18 ways to do it in the Ultimate Obama Survival Guide.
Well, it almost seems like we're living in some kind of bad movie. When you just said a president of the United States would try to bring his own country down, and he gets reelected.
Well, you know what's funny? In his mind, when people go, Wayne, that's crazy. You said a minute ago, a lot of people go, that's crazy. And I think we explained it just now. But having said that, I don't think in his mind he thinks he's bringing the country down. He thinks he's making it a better place for the average poor person and the average minority who have all been discriminated against for the last 200 years. In his mind, it makes it a better country. But, folks, look at the results, even if he has the best interests in his own mind, if he thinks that's best for America. Every country that's ever tried socialism has created fairness. It's called shared misery. Everybody's poor. Everyone lives in misery. Everyone has bad health care. So the fact that America has some people poor and some people with bad health care, but most people doing pretty well and most people happy with their current health care, and Obama wants to change it all, has to give you a sign. You're the target. He's got to rip you down to create shared misery. If you're doing okay now, you will not do okay under Obama's last 4 years. His goal is to make it equal by taking money away from you so that other people can move up a little bit and we all share misery.
Wayne Root, our guest, the Ultimate Obama Survival Guide. We're out of time, Wayne. Thanks so much for being with us. And, wow, you shot a lot out there in about 20 minutes, my friend.
Thanks for having me on. God bless you, gentlemen, and everybody listening. And God bless America. Let's fight for it, and let's fight for ourselves. And feel free to call my people at Regnery Publishing and have me on again, because I'd love to tell you the other of the 18 steps that would help the people listening.
The website for Wayne is Root. What is it, right, Wayne?
It's root4america.com, and of course, Amazon.com is where you buy the book.
All right, Wayne, thanks so much.
Thanks. God bless.
My thanks to Ray for help co-hosting the program today. And folks,
it's been great, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. David Jeremiah's Bible teaching program, Turning Point, is straight ahead, and then more throughout the afternoon on American Family Radio Talk.